Have you ever felt dizzy or unsteady just after getting out of bed? Or maybe you've experienced morning stiffness that you shrugged off as just part of getting older. What if I told you that these small everyday habits could be putting your health at serious risk without you even realizing it? In today's video, we're diving into 4 morning mistakes that most people over 70 make every single day and how those habits could lead to dangerous health issues like falls, heart problems, and even strokes. But here's the good news. Once you're aware of these mistakes, they're incredibly easy to fix, and avoiding them could mean the difference between living an active, healthy life or facing a medical emergency. Stay with me until the end because the final mistake is one that almost no one talks about, but it's one of the most dangerous. It can significantly increase the risk of falls, dizziness, and even heart problems, and you might not even know you're doing it. If you're over 70 or have loved ones who are, this video is a must-watch. I'll share practical tips that you can easily incorporate into your morning routine to protect your heart, circulation, balance, and brain function. These little changes can make a huge impact on your overall well-being. So grab a seat and let's dive in. Your health and independence could depend on it. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now let's begin. Mistake 1. Getting out of bed too quickly. One of the most deceptively dangerous things you can do in the morning is something that feels completely innocent. Getting out of bed too quickly. You probably don't even think twice about it, right? It's such a simple, everyday action that most of us do without a second thought. But for older adults, this seemingly harmless habit can trigger dizziness, sudden drops in blood pressure, and even the devastating consequences of a fall. The truth is, as we age, our bodies change in ways we might not immediately notice, and this simple act of rushing to stand can bring about serious health risks. Our circulatory systems aren't as quick to adjust as they used to be. When we've been lying down for hours at a time, the blood in our bodies tends to pool in the lower extremities. If we abruptly sit up or stand, our blood pressure can drop sharply. This phenomenon, known as orthostatic hypotension, is the reason why so many older adults, particularly those over the age of 70, experience sudden dizziness or lightheadedness when they first get out of bed in the morning. Think back to the last time you got up out of bed. Did you feel a little dizzy or perhaps slightly unsteady for a few seconds? Maybe your vision was a bit blurry, or you had to hold on to something for a moment before you could take that first step. That's your body's way of telling you it wasn't quite ready for the sudden movement, and that small moment of instability is a red flag. It's your body's warning system, telling you that if you don't slow down, you could be at risk of a dangerous fall. Let me tell you a story about someone like Edward. Edward is 74 years old. Every single morning, without thinking, he would wake up, swing his legs over the side of the bed, and immediately stand up. It was just routine for him, nothing he thought much about until one fateful morning. That morning, when he stood up too quickly, his vision went black for a split second, and he lost his balance. He fell, but thank God he fell back onto the bed instead of the hard floor. That experience shocked him to the core. He realized just how fragile things can be. That small misstep, that one moment where his body failed to adjust, could have led to something far more serious. It made him rethink how he started his day, and he vowed to never let that happen again. The solution, thankfully, is simple but incredibly effective. Instead of leaping out of bed in a rush, take a moment to follow a 3-step process that can make all the difference. First, when you wake up, don't just rush to get up. Take a few deep breaths. Wiggle your fingers and toes gently, stimulating circulation. It sounds so simple, but this little action can have a profound effect on your body, helping it begin to stir awake in a gentle, prepared way. Second, roll slowly onto your side and sit up, making sure your feet touch the floor before standing. Don't rush this process. Allow your body to adjust to the change in position. Third, before you take that first step, take a moment to steady yourself. Move your ankles, stretch your arms, and give your body those precious few seconds to adjust to the upright position. It might feel like a small, insignificant change, but trust me, this simple habit can dramatically reduce your risk of dizziness, imbalance, and falls. Falls are far from trivial. They are a serious risk for older adults and can result in broken bones, hospitalizations, or even long-term mobility issues. And let's not forget the emotional toll. A fall can lead to a loss of confidence, independence, and self-worth. So if you found yourself rushing to get out of bed, take a moment to reconsider your morning routine. Those extra few seconds in bed might seem insignificant, but in reality, they could be the difference between starting your day safely and suffering the consequences of a fall. Taking it slow might just save your life, or at the very least, prevent a painful, life-altering experience. Mistake 2. Skipping water in the morning. There's a small yet incredibly important mistake that many people, especially those over 70, make every single morning, and that's not drinking water right when they wake up. It's something so simple but so easy to overlook. Hydration. We often don't think of it as a pressing concern first thing in the morning. But trust me, after hours of sleep, your body is in a state of mild dehydration, and that's something you cannot afford to ignore. Our bodies never truly rest during sleep. They continue to work in ways we may not even be aware of. While you sleep, your organs are still functioning, your lungs are still breathing, and your body is constantly losing fluids through respiration and sweat, even though you're not aware of it. And by the time you wake up, your blood has thickened slightly. Your circulation has slowed down, and your body is already working at a deficit. This is especially dangerous as we age. As we get older, the consequences of neglecting hydration in the morning can be more profound and far-reaching than we realize. If you don't replenish that lost fluid right away, you're setting the stage for a whole host of issues like high blood pressure, poor circulation, and a heightened risk of serious health problems such as strokes or heart attacks. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Are your lips dry? Does your mouth feel parched, almost like you've been in a desert? Maybe your joints feel a little stiff, like they're reluctant to move? Or perhaps your energy feels depleted and you can't shake that fogginess from your mind? We're all signs your body is crying out for hydration. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It's easy to reach for a cup of coffee or tea first thing in the morning. I get it. It's comforting. It's a routine. It wakes you up. But here's the thing. Coffee, despite all its perks, is a diuretic, which means it can dehydrate you more. If you're starting your day with coffee and not water, you could be making matters worse. I'm sure many of us have heard that old saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. Well, when you wake up dehydrated, that cup is empty, and it's not going to fill itself up if you don't take action. Take Jane, for example. At 76, Jane had been waking up and going straight for his coffee for decades. It was part of his routine, a comforting habit that helped him wake up and feel energized. But as he grew older, he began noticing that something just wasn't right. He would feel dizzy when standing up, and his brain would be foggy, almost like it was stuck in neutral. Then his doctor suggested something simple. Try drinking water first thing in the morning. Jane wasn't convinced at first, but he gave it a shot. Within a few weeks, something miraculous happened. He felt more awake, more alert, and surprisingly, his headaches disappeared. His energy levels increased. That small change of drinking water first thing in the morning completely transformed how he felt, proving just how much hydration affects our well-being, especially as we get older. Water does wonders for your body. It keeps your blood flowing smoothly, helps your kidneys work efficiently, and reduces strain on your heart. And let's not forget about your digestive system. Drinking water first thing in the morning jumpstarts your metabolism, rehydrates your organs, and gets your circulation moving in the right direction. If you have digestive struggles, hydration is like the key to getting everything running properly again. Your body needs it to function at its best. I know that for some of us, the thought of drinking water first thing in the morning might seem like a challenge, especially if you're not used to it. But trust me, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Start small. just a small glass right after you wake up. If it helps, keep the glass by your bedside so it's there as soon as you open your eyes. And for those who prefer something warm, why not try a glass of warm water with a bit of lemon? It's refreshing, soothing, and it gives your body exactly what it needs. Your body worked hard throughout the night to keep you alive and well, and now it's your turn to support it. Hydration should be a priority, not just when you feel thirsty, but as soon as you wake up. By the time you feel thirsty, you've already crossed the line into dehydration. Don't wait for that to happen. Make it a habit to start your mornings with water. Trust me when I say your body will thank you for it, and so will your future self. Take 3. Drinking coffee before eating anything. For so many of us, the morning simply doesn't feel right without that first, comforting cup of coffee. It's a ritual that many people have carried on for decades. Waking up, pouring a fresh cup, and feeling the warmth fill you with energy, ready to face the day. But there's a truth we often overlook, a simple mistake that so many of us make without even thinking. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach can be one of the most harmful things you can do for your body, especially as we age. When we wake up, our bodies are in a vulnerable state. Our stomachs are empty, our blood sugar levels are low, and our digestive system is just starting to stir. At the same time, our cortisol levels, the hormone that gets our bodies ready for stress and action, are at their peak. Now imagine what happens when we pour that rich, acidic coffee into our system before anything else. That jolt of caffeine can spike cortisol even further, setting the stage for a cascade of problems, both immediate and long-term. From digestive discomfort to chronic conditions like acid reflux, our stomachs just aren't ready for the harsh acidity of coffee on an empty stomach. I felt it myself, that lightheaded, jittery sensation after my first sip. It's not just the caffeine, it's the acidity that irritates the lining of an empty stomach, leading to nausea, indigestion, and the dreaded heartburn. For older adults whose digestive systems may already be more sensitive, this irritation can become a constant nagging issue. And yet, we keep drinking, unaware of the harm we're doing, just because it's so ingrained in our routines. Take Robert, for example. At 75, Robert had always started his day with a cup of black coffee. It was his thing. He never thought much about it until he started experiencing frequent bouts of acid reflux. At first, he shrugged it off, blaming spicy foods or the natural changes that come with age. But after consulting with his doctor, he discovered the real culprit: drinking coffee before eating. His body was under unnecessary stress, and it was showing up in the form of digestive discomfort. It wasn't until he started having a small, simple snack, just a banana or a handful of nuts before his coffee, that things began to improve. Within weeks, his reflux significantly diminished, and he felt so much better. It's not that you have to give up coffee altogether. Please don't panic. But the secret is in timing. A light snack before your first cup helps buffer the acidity, stabilize blood sugar, and ease your body's natural stress response. If you're someone who immediately reaches for that cup of coffee as soon as you wake up, consider switching things up. It doesn't have to be a big change, just a small one. Maybe a few crackers, a slice of toast, or a piece of fruit. You'll be amazed at how much better your body responds. And think about it. If you've ever noticed yourself feeling anxious or jittery after your morning coffee, it's likely because that caffeine rush is hitting you too quickly on an empty stomach. When you eat first, it slows the absorption of caffeine, providing a more even, steady energy boost rather than that sharp spike followed by an energy crash that leaves you feeling drained. So tomorrow morning, before you dive into your routine, take a moment to ask yourself, have I given my body something to work with today? Just this simple change in your routine can make a world of difference for your stomach, your energy, and your overall well-being. It's a small step with a big impact, one that will leave you feeling better throughout the day. More balanced, more energized, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. Trust me, your body will thank you for it. Mistake 4, ignoring morning stiffness and moving too quickly. One of the gravest mistakes we can make as we age is underestimating the simple yet powerful impact of morning stiffness. It's easy to dismiss it, To wake up and feel that nagging tightness in your joints and tell yourself it's just part of getting older. Many people, myself included at times, push through that initial discomfort, rush out of bed, and leap straight into the day's activities without a second thought. But here's the truth. This casual dismissal can be dangerous. The very act of moving too quickly can lead to a domino effect of discomfort, injury, or even a catastrophic fall that could have been easily avoided. When you sleep, your body enters a restorative phase, but it also means that your muscles and joints are not moving as they normally would during the day. This lack of movement causes stiffness, especially in older adults, because as we age, our bodies produce less synovial fluid, the natural lubricant that helps our joints move freely. This leaves your body feeling like it's not quite ready to tackle the day, and that's the danger. If you wake up, get up too fast, twist or turn suddenly, or take a misstep, you're putting yourself at great risk. One that could lead to something as severe as a hip fracture or a strained back. I know that feeling. That moment when you first wake up and your back, knees, or shoulders protest with tightness. At first, it might seem like nothing. Maybe it even fades away after a few minutes. But what happens if we ignore it day after day? That seemingly small stiffness could eventually snowball into chronic pain, limited mobility, and the kind of injuries that rob you of your independence. It's not just about feeling stiff. It's about preventing your body from deteriorating in ways that can change your life forever. Let me tell you about Walter, 78 years old. Walter had always considered himself pretty active. He'd been walking, gardening, and generally keeping up with things around the house. So when he woke up and felt stiff, he'd brush it off and try to move past it. But one fateful morning, as he got up to head to the bathroom, he took a step and lost his balance. Before he knew it, he was on the floor, a sharp pain shooting through his hip. That single moment led to months of grueling recovery, months of life he didn't have to lose, all because he hadn't taken the time to stretch and loosen his body before getting up. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment too below to let me know that you are still here with me. The truth is, preventing this mistake is incredibly simple, and it doesn't even take much time. To get up, before you sit up in bed, spend a few moments gently waking up your joints. Move your fingers and toes slowly, rotate your ankles, stretch your arms above your head, and give your body a chance to wake up properly. Still lying down, lift your knees or slowly stretch your legs to loosen up your hips. Once you're sitting, roll your shoulders, take a deep breath, and stretch gently before you stand. It's not a big commitment, it's just a few moments of your morning, but it could change everything. These few minutes of care could be the difference between feeling sluggish and unsteady and stepping into your day with vitality and confidence. Take your time when getting out of bed. Use a sturdy surface if needed, and be cautious, especially when moving in dim light. Your body needs time to adjust, and rushing could lead to unnecessary strain on your muscles and joints. Slow, intentional movements are the key. Giving your body the space and time it needs in the morning can prevent a whole host of injuries from happening. So, the next time you wake up and feel that familiar stiffness, don't ignore it. Don't rush through it like it's just a minor inconvenience. Allow your body to ease into movement. Protect your body, and you protect your future. Being active, staying independent, and staying strong begins the moment you get out of bed. As we wrap up, I want you to reflect on your morning routine. Have you ever made this mistake without even realizing it? It's so easy to overlook, yet the habits we form in the morning are crucial. They shape how we feel the rest of the day. As we age, those habits become even more vital. You don't need drastic changes. Use small, mindful adjustments that safeguard your body, keep your mind sharp, and set you up for a day where you feel your absolute best. Taking those extra few minutes to stretch, hydrate, and move mindfully in the morning makes all the difference. Over time, those tiny habits compound. They add up to a lifetime of better health, better mobility, and better peace of mind. So often we think that getting older means inevitably losing our vitality, but it doesn't have to be that way. The truth is, you have the power to make choices every single day that impact your health, your longevity, and the energy you have to live your life fully. The secret is awareness. Knowing these 4 common mistakes and actively choosing to avoid them. You have the power to protect your mornings, and in doing so, protect your health for years to come. As we wrap up today's video, I want you to take a moment and think about everything we've discussed. We've covered some vital habits that can make a world of difference in how you wake up and move through your day. From taking the time to stretch in the morning to being mindful of your first steps, it's all about protecting your mobility, your independence, and ultimately, your health. So, what have you learned so far? What's one thing you'll bring into your daily routine from today's video? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share with us one habit that you plan to start practicing right away. Remember, these small changes add up, and you have the power to create a healthier and more vibrant future for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye.